So in a course on developing your intuition, the first thing you need to talk about is what exactly is intuition. Intuition is that sense of knowing what the right answer or decision is before you make it. It's a deep, internal, visceral feeling. You know your intuition is around when you say things like, I can't really explain it, but, or it just felt right, or more likely, it just felt wrong. So where does it come from? We all need our 3 feet of space, right? The Earth's magnetic field shields the planet from solar particles and provides a basis for navigation in space. No magnetic field means no protection, no navigation. In the same way, our 3 feet of space forms the heart of the magnetic field around our body, though in reality, it extends infinitely further. It's there to protect us from harm's way and forms part of our intuition. The magnetic field around you is electrically charged. It's got live energy, and that energy translates into sound, light, and vibrations, feelings in the body. So we see, hear, and feel when someone's too close. Energy is particles in space that makes waves and frequency, which is just a pattern. A wave or frequency intensifies and amplifies when more energy is funneled in. Everything is energy. Different kinds of energy. What makes you different from a rock? A rock has a physical body and it has energy, but it's not live energy. On a basic level, you have a physical body and you have live energy. It's the intersection of these two things that makes you a human being by design. So what is the role of your intuition in your life? Suffice it to say that human beings are always trying to complete things, meaning if there's an issue, they try to complete the issue. Things need to come full circle. And this is the process of growth. So your intuition is helping you do that. Your intuition and psychic senses are indelibly linked. The psychic senses are the language through which your intuition speaks. The 8 clear senses are like 8 different languages. And if our brain is totally open and we're totally unblocked, then we can speak all 8 languages, right? But for most people, they're used to speaking in 1 language. It might be empathy, or they're used to speaking in 2 or 3 languages. And so their dominant way of getting information might be through clairvoyance, or clairaudience, or clairempathy to the exclusion of the other senses. But we all have the capacity to express and relate to all 8 languages. Our brain is designed to do that. For example, for some young children, it's maybe not okay, in their environment to be empathic, so they shut down that quality, but they still get visions or something like that. So there's a myriad of reasons why some senses are open for others and they're not for another person, having to do with nature and nurture. And some people might assume, okay, well, then if somebody is completely evolved and developed, then they should be using all 8 clear senses, right? And for the most part, that is actually true. But if that person, despite having their 6th chakra, their 3rd eye open throughout their life, hasn't typically focused on developing their clairgustance, for example, their sense of taste, as a means of reading, they are not going to go to that sense, even when they're enlightened. So what blocks your intuition? There's no one who doesn't have psychic senses and intuition. This is not a course in me giving you your intuition. This is a course in unblocking it. It's a discovery of what is actually blocking you from being able to read precisely. It's very important to read from the perspective of unconditional love. It's a way of understanding and reading without judgment. It's not about good or bad. I'm just reading what is. When we have unconditional love, we don't have to be afraid of concepts of good or bad because the unconditional love inside us transmutes it. So how am I supposed to use this intuition? Intuition is there for your discernment and decision making, which means you're supposed to use it to survive. It's a GPS for your entire life.